My name is Mitch Stephen, and I've been in the creative real estate investing arena for a long time. I've hired a lot of attorneys, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about when to hire an attorney. Stay tuned. In today's segment, we're going to talk about the 4 main reasons why real estate investors need to hire an attorney. And the first one is to draw up specific documents. Whether you're buying, selling, seller financing, getting a loan, whatever the agreements are, they really do need to be drawn up by an attorney. Number 2, to give an opinion of title. This is when you don't have time to hire a title company to do a full-blown title commitment and give you title insurance. Sometimes deals got to move really, really fast. We don't have time to wait on title companies. Sometimes you just need to pick up an attorney and say, I need you to research this title and give me your professional opinion. Is this guy the owner that I'm trying to buy it from or not? And if he's not the owner, who is the owner? Or who are the owners? And that's why we would hire an attorney. The third reason to hire an attorney is for a foreclosure or for an eviction. Now, can you do these things yourself? Yeah, they're not super complicated, but there's only so much of you to go around. You can't wear every hat. So this is one of those things you can delegate. The fees for foreclosures or evictions from a professional foreclosure or eviction attorney is really pretty reasonable most of the time. You should definitely sub it out because you have better things to do. Like go find another deal that's 50 cents on the dollar and buy it. Another time that I really strongly suggest that you seek an attorney is when you're starting a new business or you're changing the angle of your current strategy and you're starting to morph or adjust or adapt or increase or otherwise change what you've been doing. Sometimes these changes can lead you to a spot that is out of bounds or beyond what's legal. So you'll always want to consult with an attorney anytime you make some major changes, just to make sure you're in compliance with all the state and federal regulations. And of course, the obvious. If you're planning on becoming a plaintiff or filing a lawsuit yourself, or if you've been named as a defendant in a lawsuit that's been filed, you're going to have to get an attorney. I don't advise going it alone or doing it by yourself because you just don't know what you don't know. Legal counsel is always advised in those situations. So stay tuned. We're going to cover all these topics and more. Always choose an attorney to draw up specific documents. It's never a good idea for you to do it unless you're a licensed attorney yourself and have years of experience. Now, the reason why you don't want to draw up your own documents is because you simply don't know what you don't know. And that's why I don't draw up my own documents. You see, when I hire an attorney, I'm not just hiring him because he's going to put these words on the page. I'm hiring for all his years of experience and everything that he's seen and everything he knows. He may be putting in clauses to keep me out of trouble concerning things that I could not even fathom could happen, but he's seen them happen. There's a commercial on TV. They're walking through and all these accidents are happening, and the guy wants you to buy insurance, and they cover this insurance because they've seen it before. Well, these lawyers have seen it before too. They are also supposed to be aware of current changes in laws and new case law rulings, which may affect how judges and courts look at certain situations. How has the courts ruled before? Recently, how have courts ruled on certain subjects or topics? And every time those things morph or change a little bit, it changes how you would write this contract or why you need to put a clause in or take a clause out. And you may think that $350 for a document that took this lawyer 30 minutes to write is a lot of money, but you're not just paying for the 30 minutes that it took him to write the document. You are paying for the 30 years worth of experience he has so he knows what to put in that document, and that's what you're paying for. I often go to an attorney to give me an opinion of title. Opinion and title differs from title insurance in that it's not insurance. It's just this lawyer's or attorney's opinion. But this lawyer, this attorney is a professional at going through courthouse records and ciphering the chain of title, especially if he's a probate attorney in addition to a real estate attorney. There's certain kind of attorneys that spend a lot of time looking at titles, looking at the chain of titles, looking who's heir to assets and estates. And so sometimes I just don't have time to wait on a title company to give me a title commitment and a title insurance policy or insure this title. But the deal's so good that I want to proceed anyways. Here's an example. Let's say there's a $100,000 house and you think there's only one heir because this guy that wants to sell you the house is telling you there's only one heir. And all he wants is $1,000. But the foreclosure's tomorrow and you don't have time to get a title commitment. Do you just want to give this man the $1,000 and pray? Or would you rather call an attorney, get a quick title search, then when it comes back that this guy really is the owner, put up the $1,000? Or do you want to wait on a title commitment and miss the whole deal? I'm going to say you want to opt for option number 2. $1,000 for a $100,000 house sounds a little bit unbelievable. So I don't want to just hand over $1,000 because most likely the guy's a liar. He's some kind of crack addict. He just wants his necks fixed and he'll tell me anything to get $1,000. But I do have enough time to go to an attorney. The attorney has enough time to run through the chain of title real quick, and guess what? This guy is the owner, and he wants $1,000. I think given that knowledge, I'll give him the $1,000 and take my chances. If I lose, I lose. If I win, woohoo, big party at my house. And then there's the topic of foreclosures and evictions. You know, we do our evictions up to a point. We'll send a certain amount of letters, but once it gets hairy, we always turn it over to a real estate attorney to handle. The reason is we've got better things to do. We have bigger fish to fry. We can't do everything. And probably one of the least profitable things in the world to do is sit around waiting for someone to leave your house or waiting for a foreclosure to happen. Why don't we just turn that over to the attorneys and get on with the business of finding distressed properties that we can buy for 50 cents on the dollar? It's way more lucrative. So part of the art of any investor's success is learning to delegate the minor tasks or something that someone else can do as good or better than you when you can go out and do something better than them and more lucrative for yourself. There are at least 3 reasons why you should hire an attorney to do foreclosures and evictions. One we just talked about. You got better things to do. Number 2, liability. This is a big one. All you have to do is mess up a foreclosure or mess up an eviction and you could be in a big mess. So you don't want to mess those 2 things up. If you're not good at it, if you're not a pro at it, for heaven's sakes, delegate it out to an attorney. And last but not least, the attorney you pick to do this foreclosure or this eviction should be connected. He should have a reputation. He should have been in this field for years. He should know judges. He should know the ins and outs. He should know the nooks and crannies of that courthouse, and he should know how to maneuver. And you should benefit from his network and his knowledge and his relations with all these people that he has to work with or against to get something done. These people have been together and doing this dance for a long time. Evictions, foreclosures, lawsuits, all these lawyers, all these judges, they've been around each other for a long time. They learn to know each other, for better or for worse. He may say, this judge right here, you don't do this with this judge, or he'll do X. And he might walk into another room and go, oh, I know that judge. We're really good friends. I know how to handle this. You know, that's what you're counting on a lot when you hire an attorney, is the network and the relationships. The other reason that I always hire an attorney is when I'm starting a new business or when I'm changing the angle or the direction of an existing strategy that I'm using. I want to make sure that the business I want to go into is what I think it is, that I don't break any state or federal regulations, and that he kind of advises me on the dangers of that business as far as liabilities go. For instance, you know, one day it dawned on me, I want to go into the hard money loan business. Well, I talked to an attorney and there was a lot of things I needed to be careful of. I could do certain kind of loans without being SEC regulated. And then there were other kinds of loans that I would have to go through a very formal process. So I learned to pick and mold that business into a business where I didn't have to have a lot of regulation. Now, before we talk about the most important time to hire an attorney, let's go ahead and hit that like button and hit that share button and go ahead and subscribe, because you'll not want to miss all the content that's going to be coming every workday for a complete year. So stay tuned with us. course, the most obvious and important time to hire an attorney is when you plan on becoming a plaintiff and filing a lawsuit against somebody, or if someone's filed a lawsuit against you and you are a defendant and you're going to have to represent yourself, you need to get an attorney. That concludes today's segment, and I would like to offer you a free digital download of the first 100 pages of my book, Failing Forward to Financial Freedom. It's right here under the series, My Life in 1,000 Houses. It's all about how a dummy figured out how to buy 100 houses a year for over 2 decades. Check it out. All you have to do is go to 1000houses.com/free-stuff, or click on this link right down here, and it'll be digitally downloaded to you in a snap. All right. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next episode.